Hey, hi there, fellas. Hey, guys, tell me, would like to earn more money? Would you guys would like to have the opportunity to earn more money? If you say yes to one of these questions, then welcome to this short video on which we're gonna speak about why the rich are getting richer. Okay? Okay, fellas, first of all, I would like to say thank you for everybody that's watching this video. It just tell me that you guys are people who are willing to learn more about business and life. And not only that, you guys must be people who are willing to improve the quality of life of your wife and family, which is something very, 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 very awesome. So keep up. Okay, fellas, I was reading this book, definitely one of the greatest book that I read this year, The title of the book, it is Millionaire Next Door. Millionaire Next Door by William Danko and Thomas Stanley. Okay, just check it out on Google, or after I'm going to put a link about the book right there so that you guys can have the opportunity to get the book. Okay? Yeah, very awesome book, very awesome, especially if you, how can I say, if you're planning for your retirement, if you want to get rich or you're planning for your retirement, this is the kind of book that you want to read. This is the kind of book that you want to give to your wife to read, and then you give to your family to read it as well. Very awesome book. And not only this thing, this book gives, how can I say, perspective. Shows the really perspective of rich people and poor people. How rich people really are, and how poor people really are. And how do they spend the money, Because you and I, we have perspective of rich people most of the time of what we see on television, We see on television, for example, rich people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, or for example, or like Shakira, or like, for example, those big stars, that we see there on television. And then we see them, for example, earning a lot of money, and then spending a lot of money every single day. Looks like there is no end to that money. That's what we see. Reality is very different. Reality is very different from what we see in the movies, from what we see in the movies and on television. And a matter of fact, if you follow what we see on television and then on the movies, you can get yourself into trouble, especially financial trouble, Like, for example, okay, just like as I was trying to say, So you gotta read this book, because it says like this: success, as you already know, in every walk of life, whether it is in your relationship, whether it is in your finances, whether it is in your personal or marriage, it is result of self-discipline. It is a result of self-discipline and persistence. But much more important, but what really comes when we speak about success, it is discipline. Self-discipline is very important. If you want to achieve success in any area of your life, whether it is relationship or personal or business, self-discipline is very, very important. It's very important. It's important for you to do the things that you must do, and avoid the things that you must not do constantly. This is what's going to create you discipline. It's very, very important. And this is not different also from getting rich. Why is that most people work, but only few people get rich? First of all, only few people get rich. Few people, why? Because the early stages of financial independence, or the early stages of the rich life, involves self-discipline, involves a lot of sacrifice, involves a lot of sacrifice, involves a lot of, how can I say, you practice a lot of faith, you practice a lot of faith, and you practice a lot of organized knowledge. Involves you practice a lot of how can I say, courage, a lot of persistence, and sacrifice. Especially these two. The early stages is always like this. Yeah, and that's the problem with most people. Most people, they do not want to feel, uncomfortable before they start getting comfortable. But for every success journey in life, relationship or personal, is gonna involve, how can I say, you practice self-discipline. You be uncomfortable in beginning and then comfortable later. And that's what most people, they miss on that. Like this book also says that, for example, there are two types of people. There are two types of people in this world: the prodigious accumulators of wealth and the under accumulators of wealth. Okay, the under accumulators of wealth. What is the difference between prodigious accumulators of wealth and the under accumulators of wealth? Yeah, the thing is that the prodigious accumulators of wealth, or in other words, rich people, or people that are going to become rich, are people who work, who save, and then who use some of their saving in order to invest. And when they do that, they have the opportunity to, how can I say, they have the opportunity to create this big network. Okay, they create this big network that over time it just keeps increasing, and then it makes them a millionaire and deca millionaires and so on, even billionaires. Okay, because that's what it is. How can I say? That's what it is good about rich people. Rich people, they are always focused on the net worth. Okay, they always focus on the net worth. That is the main objective. They focus on the net worth first, and other things second. And now, poor people. First of all, poor people. Okay, they also work. They also work as hard or even harder than rich people. But what is the problem with the poor people? Why is that poor people, they, if they work hard, even that poor people, they can have, how can I say, a monthly or annual income superior to many rich people. Somebody can be rich and can have a very high net worth, and have just a monthly income of $40,000, or $40,000. A poor person or middle class fella, he can have an annual income of, like for example, $80,000, and have a net worth of how can I say, of $30,000 or none. You may understand. You may ask yourself, then why is this? Normally, somebody who earns high income supposed to have higher net worth, but this is not the case. Why is that? Why is that? Some people with a smaller income can have higher net worth, and somebody with a high income sometimes can have smaller net worth. Why is that? It is because poor people, they are always busy spending money. And spending money on what? On luxuries, They spend first and they save later. But they are much more busy, how can I say, try to support their lifestyle, They try to support their lifestyle. In other words, what the poor people, they are trying to do is they try to display high social status, and that is the how can I say, the negative thing about poor people. Poor people are spending time and money trying to display a fake high social status. Fake, yeah, not real, fake. Because first of all, they do not have the money to afford. That's why they go ask for credit. That's why they go ask for credit. And then they try to afford it. And in the long run, it gets them into trouble. You know, this is the problem with most poor people. And why is that? Yeah, fake because they do not have the money to afford. You know, they go out and they work. Once they work, and instead of buying, how can I say, assets that over time increase in value, they go around, they buy liabilities of luxuries that over time decrease in value. You know, they go out and immediately buy an expensive watch. You know, yeah, it's good, but the watch decrease in value. Over time, the watch is gonna decrease in value. You know, they go out and it is okay to buy luxury and expensive stuff. It's okay. There is no problem with that. But you gotta do it in the right way. You know, you have to do it in the right way. You cannot do it in the wrong way. You know, for example, if you have a net worth of $1 million, it is okay if you go out and it's gonna be okay if you go out and buy, for example, a watch that costs $10,000. It is okay because you have a network that can support that kind of how can I say, that kind of expenses. You know, that's what you gotta do. You have to be smart when it comes to money. You know, you gotta build up your net worth first and then your expenses or liability second. You know, you gotta go on this way. The problem with the focus on displaying high social status, it is that you focus so much on spending on display high social status, and what it happens that you forget about to create financial independence. You know, and that is a problem. You know, you don't become financially independent. You know, you do not get into that road of financial independence, you know, which is very bad. Yeah, which is very bad, you know. This is one of the worst things, yeah, that can happen, you know. Like, for example, they were showing right now on television, yeah, that, they were speaking too much about pension plans and all this kind of stuff, you know, that the pension is, country pension plan is, how can I say, in trouble because there is many people that are not working. They are just taking money from Social Security and all this kind of stuff. You know, from government, they are just taking money government in order to support themselves. You know, this is the problem. You know, that's why creating financial independence is very important. Is very important to you. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to mean. You know, so make sure that you are on this road of financial independence before try to keep up with Joneses. Okay, make sure that you are on that road. Okay, okay, fellas. I'm not gonna speak that long because this video is getting too long. But write your comments below. Check the book and subscribe to my channel, and we'll speak more about this in the next video. Okay. Then I'm going to make another video. We're going to speak more about this subject. Okay? But just remember, focusing on building up your network first before anything else. Okay? I'll see you next video, buddy. Ciao.